welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you for joining me today, Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. Trump calling out Israel at the G7. Going to play all those new clips. There's a rabbi on Fox News comparing the nations, the Goyim, to the planet of the apes. We have the planet of the Goys and a bunch of other stuff too. Some alien psyop stuff, Steven Spielberg stuff, all types of different things. Only made possible. We did a late night stream last night, getting into some interesting Jesus mythism stuff. Stream yesterday. Only made possible thanks to you guys and the support. powerchat.live/knowmorenews to have your comment read on the show. Wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. You're amazing. Love you all. First clip, Trump. He says that Israel wouldn't exist if not for America. So true.
$5. What do you think of this Jimmy Dore statement? com/i/status 20669524195312511111.
Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy how it reads out the whole thing. No, not again. I'll pull it up.
Corn
Yeah, okay.
Pop
Corn Pop. I'll pull it up here while I'm playing this. Didn't we start the show like this last night too? Over and over again, the same
of this Jimmy Dore statement?
power chat? Okay. Hopefully that's it. All right. Is this the best clip? Are you frustrated with Netanyahu? No. Goes on to 4 minutes of criticizing Netanyahu.
Without.
Are you frustrated with Netanyahu, sir?
No. We had a great relationship. We're talking about some end details. I didn't like that he did an attack based on there's a very minor little thing with some drones that were released, and he ends up doing I saw that attack. I saw where that bomb went. Did you see what happened? That was too much.
Wow. Israel's vicious and too much.
You can do too much also. But we've had a very effective relationship. Without the United States, there would be no Israel. Without me, there would be no.
Dude, I think it's finally happening, guys. I think the betrayal and the turn and the rift, it's been brewing.
Israel, because no other president was willing to do what I did.
Whether or not how much of it is real or how big of a deal it actually is, that's going to be the narrative. The narrative is ultimately all that really matters. The headlines, people's public opinion, the narrative of what everybody thinks. Jews are mad about this Iran deal. They're going to be real mad if there's any talk of a two-state solution with Ramallah and the West Bank. That'll be enough to bring the wrath upon Edom for the Trump's allowal of the rise of white nationalism and Christian nationalism and anti-Semitism.
I've had a great relationship with Bibi, but now Bibi has to be more responsible with respect to Lebanon.
Wow. Be more responsible.
Lebanon used to be a great country. It was a country where you had professors, doctors, lawyers. The great intellect was in Lebanon. Now it's terrible. I would say of all countries, they've been treated the worst. And they can't defend themselves. And they have Hezbollah.
Treated the worst by Israel?
Which is a problem for them. So, no, I'm not happy with the way Israel has handled themselves with Lebanon and with Hezbollah.
Not happy the way they handled themselves. Wow.
They should have been able to do the job faster. It just goes on forever. And when that happens, it...
Oh, so the problem is that they didn't handle it fast enough?
Throws a negative light on the big deal, and that's the deal with Iran. So when you ask me about Bibi, an unbelievable relationship. But Israel would have been blown up a long time ago had I not gotten involved. Two things I did. I terminated the...
Trump is swinging his dick around on Bibi right now. That's what we're witnessing. Pardon the French. But that's what he's doing. Imagine, Trump's got to be tired. Trump has got to be tired of all of the internet thinking he works for Israel and he's blackmailed by Bibi and all of these things, and he's a Shabos Goy and he's pushing in the chair. Trump's got the biggest ego in the world. You think he doesn't want to try to mog on Bibi a little bit? Bibi might even let him. Remember Netanyahu said the other day, he's like, in Israel they say that I work for Trump, and in America they say Trump works for Bibi. You know, they know this is the public opinion. People that say Bibi forced Trump to bomb in Iran, I don't buy that. I think Trump has been convinced by all his Zionist friends for decades, since the 70s and 80s, about bombing Iran. They didn't force him to do it. He's an accomplice. He's cooperating.
The Iran nuclear deal, Barack Hussein Obama sold out Israel for Iran. He went to Iran. He sold them out. How anybody can vote for this guy or the party, the Democrats I call them, because they're dumb. They're dumb
Democrats.
People. That's number one. How anybody can vote for them. And the second was the B-2 bombers, just totally destroyed. So,
Chat says, don't forget Esau is a Chad. It's part of the shtick. Yeah, dude, he's emperor, mad king.
they had the
peace mode.
They're the JCPOA. I watch these politicians. I watch the senator.
I mean, there's been leaks and they've had hot contested phone calls before. But they always at the end of the day, they go, oh, they're great friends, great allies. They have some disagreements. Bibi fights hard for, they're doing what they got to do. That type of talk.
Read that nobody ever heard of the other day. Well, this deal is the same as the deal with Barack Obama. No. This deal is a wall to a nuclear weapon. His deal was a road to a nuclear weapon. My deal, they can't have a nuclear. They get blown up. If they have a nuclear weapon, they get blown up. In his deal, they were allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
Hasn't that always been the deal? Is that true? In the Obama-Iran deal, they were allowed to build nuclear weapons? I find that I'm skeptical. Do we need to ask Eve?
And in all fairness to Bibi, I remember very well, Bibi came to Washington and he begged Obama not to make that deal. And Obama was on the side of Iran, not Israel. And he made the deal. That deal was a disaster. I terminated that deal. And if I didn't terminate, and was very tough after the termination, and if I didn't do that, Howard knows better than anybody. If I didn't terminate that deal, I believe that Israel wouldn't be here right now. And the second one was what we did with respect to the nuclear dust, as I call it, right? We blew it up. The mountain collapsed on top. You can't get to it. And they were 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it on Israel.
They were 2 weeks away in the Obama deal, but then they were still 2 weeks away in 2026, a decade later.
I hate to say it, and probably the rest of the Middle East, because they had all those missiles aimed at the Emir,
Dude,
at
Trump's
Saudi
on the
Arabia,
soapbox.
at UAE, at Kuwait, at Bahrain. I mean, the biggest surprise in this whole thing, I didn't think you guys would. I thought he would aim at Israel, but he didn't aim at Israel, much less. He aimed at your countries. And actually, that was a mistake for them, because it brought us, these countries, in particular the 5 countries, it brought us, I mean, he even hit Turkey once. I never understood it. Nobody's going to understand it. That's the problem. They're totally irrational people. And those people are now gone. And I think Iran has rational leadership now. But you wouldn't have, if it weren't for the United States of America, with me, and because Obama was the opposite, Israel would not exist right now.
Wow, he saved Israel, guys. Without America, i.e. me, Israel would not exist. He's literally the savior and protector and defender of Israel. God saved his life from that bullet and that assassin to save Israel. That's what they've convinced this guy of. Incredible.
Would have been blown off the face of the earth, 100%. And every smart person in Israel knows that. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
99% of Israel wants to vote for me as their king, as their Moshiach. They call me Moshiach in Israel. Let me tell you, folks. It's like they've never seen anything like it before. Let's see what, who should we talk to? Let's talk to Eve. Eve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. What's on your mind?
Tell me, is it true Trump claimed that Obama's Iran deal allowed Iran to develop nuclear weapons? Is that true?
Yeah, Trump has absolutely said that, repeatedly. He's called the Obama-Iran deal a road to a nuclear weapon, claimed it gave Iran the right to have a nuclear weapon, and said if he hadn't pulled out in 2018, Iran would have already had one years ago and probably used it on Israel. The actual deal, the JCPOA, explicitly said Iran wouldn't pursue nuclear weapons, cut their centrifuges by about 2/3, slashed their enriched uranium stockpile by 97%, and set up inspections to make it way harder and slower for them to build a bomb. The sunset clauses that critics like Trump hated meant some restrictions would have eased after 10-15 years, so opponents argued it just kicked the can down the road instead of killing the program for good. Trump's take is the standard hawkish critique. The deal was weak, temporary, and basically legitimized Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Supporters say it was working until he pulled out, after which Iran ramped up enrichment and got closer to breakout capability. It's been a partisan football for years.
Well, I called it. Trump was wrong. Called it. And it's like, okay, you make a deal and it starts to incrementally wind down after 15 or 20 years. Like, that sounds pretty standard to me. It's like, if they behave, okay, we don't got to keep, watching over you so close. We won't babysit you forever. Now here he is calling out their attacks on Hezbollah.
And I suggest, and I'll tell you what, Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long, and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody. Because
don't have to knock down an apartment house anytime you're looking for somebody. Wow, this is scathing. I think he really is finally. Maybe he doesn't care, but he's got pressure. He thinks it looks bad. It's bad optics. He doesn't want to take the blame for it.
There are a lot of people in those apartment houses, and they're not all Hezbollah, that I can tell you.
Killing civilians, killing innocent civilians. That's what he just said.
I suggested to Israel to let Syria take care of Hezbollah. Because to be honest with you, I think they do a better job of doing it.
Wow. Let Syria take care of Hezbollah. They're better than you. Whoa. Trump is off the prompter, dude.
And I'll tell you what,
it's gonna go Mad King mode, dude. This might escalate. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think in Power Chat? Trump peace already failed? Here he is threatening, saying that they're watching from satellites from space. Like, everybody knows that already, though. They show the pictures from the satellites all the time, or from the the drones that fly real high.
A plan for the enriched uranium that is in the mountains?
Yeah, we do. We'll take it.
Has Iran said they would welcome the U.S. coming in? How specific?
Iran will be just fine. What's happening is that at an appropriate time, there's no rush at all. We have cameras from space on it. We know everybody that goes there, which is like nobody. The B-2 bombers hit it. The entire mountain collapsed inside it. It's a very tough excavation. Nobody else can do it but us and probably China. They have the equipment. We have the equipment. We're in no rush.
Wait a second, though. You said that you had to bomb them because they were going to go back under and dig it up. Remember, he said they're going to dig it up themselves with shovels.
But we get it, and when we get it, we'll destroy it.
Is that part
we're not looking to take it. We're looking to destroy it. We have plenty.
A plan for.
We have plenty. Sure, you're going to destroy it. Memorandum of understanding. Oh, he says Lindsay is skeptical. He'll be in big trouble. What? Lindsay's turning on him. I'm telling you, dude, all the Zionists are mad about this Iran deal.
Yeah.
Trump's going to have the attitude like all he's done for the Jews, everything he's done for you. And then now he's trying to make some big deal and you guys are counter signaling him and becoming an obstacle and attacking him. That's going to piss him off. He likes loyalty. Trump likes loyalty. These Jews start calling him out after all he's done for them. Trump is going to not like that disloyalty.
What do you say to Republicans?
The ego's go into his head too. You don't think he'll feud with anybody, but not Bibi?
Like Senator Lindsay.
Part of me wants to see a big Trump-Israel crash out and to finally like put them in their place. But then if that happens, I'll be like, oh shit, it's the prophecies. It's Edom turning on Israel. The betrayal before the downfall that they pull the rug. That's what sucks about this situation.
Skeptical of the MOU.
Lindsay is skeptical?
Yes.
I'll have to talk to Lindsay. He'll be in big trouble. Lindsay's good. Lindsay's fine.
Dude, how he made this Arab laugh when he heard that. He's like, he'll be in big trouble.
He's not skeptical. He's just fine. Look.
He's just fine. Israel's fine. Iran's fine. Everything's fine.
This agreement covers something very nicely. We're not paying for anything. We're not doing anything. The markets now are higher than they were when we started. Remember that. The stock market now is 2,500, maybe even more than that, points higher than it was when we said. It's pretty amazing. This agreement's
Jack Stone, that's the QAnon plan too, saving Israel for last.
About one thing, that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Never, ever, ever.
A never, ever, a never, ever.
What do you say?
He says he's going to do a press conference. He's denying the $300 billion. He says he's given them nothing.
I mean, I see these people's are, but I'll not only release it, I'll probably have a press conference and read it to you word by word so that the press covers it accurately. Because it's a very important document, and unlike Obama, who could have destroyed the Middle East with a horrible JCPOA, it is the worst agreement. That was a road to a nuclear weapon. Mine is a wall against a nuclear weapon. I mean, I see these people say, but we already had one. That was the words. He paid a fortune for it. We paid nothing. But
BRICS is reporting. Iranian foreign minister says the war with the United States is over. I'm super skeptical of BRICS. Well, I mean, it's not that I'm skeptical. They're third worldist Russia propaganda account. But this seems to be maybe the case. I wonder if he did say that. We got a bunch of Vance clips as well. I'm looking for the one where Trump denies the $300 million. Here it is.
We have the right to go in someday and do a deal that's a fair deal, that's a good deal. We are not investing any money in Iran, by the way. That rumor got out there yesterday. It was ridiculous.
He's speaking so quiet. He makes fun of this other Arab dude for speaking quiet. He's like, the Arabs like to speak real quiet. It makes them sound real important. ASMR, Mafia Don type of voice.
We have the right to go in someday.
I'm also really tired. See him falling asleep? I called it at the fights. I'm like, it looks, Trump's got his hat on over there real low and he's not moving. It looks like Trump's asleep. And there's another one where he was looking like he was sleeping.
And do, if I want to do something, or if somebody wants to do something, but we are not investing any money. We have no obligation to invest any money in Iran. A deal that's a fair deal. That's
no obligation. They were saying it was some Middle East fund is going to do it. Yeah, and Mexico paid for the wall, and the ballroom will be paid for by donors. Exactly. I don't believe you. Yeah, he lies. And remember, He lies. Fox News says oil prices are dropping 75 a barrel.
Withdrawal.
First Iranian oil tanker crossing what had been a U.S. blockade line in the Strait of Hormuz today.
But major questions remain. Israel still vowing to defend against threats from Hezbollah in Lebanon, while Iran insists any lasting peace deal must include an Israeli withdrawal. President Trump today turning up the heat on Benjamin Netanyahu to keep the deal in place.
First Iranian oil tanker crossing what had been.
JD Vance hints that Iran is going to basically join the Abraham Accords or do some new Cyrus Accords thing. Totally transform relationship with Iran's in the Middle East.
Where we're going to totally transform our relationship with Iran and Iran's relationship with the broader Middle East. So either way the United States wins, either way we ensure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon, but we really prefer that they choose the option where there's greater economic cooperation and where they behave like a normal country and are treated like one as well. We're going to totally transform.
So they just want a regime change and buy off and bully them to get along with Israel and their Muslim brothers in the Middle East. Iran will become kosher. Yep. Okay, this is what Corn Pop super chatted in 10 times. Let's
society.
See. What do I think about Jimmy Dore saying this?
And yes, respond without delay. So that's Benjamin Netanyahu. He's not going to be allowed, even if he wanted to stop bombing Lebanon. Because everybody, even the quote unquote lefties in Israel, want Benjamin Netanyahu to keep bombing Lebanon because they all support the Greater Israel Project. It's a sick society. Israel is a sick, warped, demented society. 80% of the people there think they should be doing more.
Hold on. I'm not so sure. He said it's the left. There's a lot of left that protests Netanyahu and Likud and the religious people. And then also the Orthodox are protesting him, but that's only about forced military for the most part. But I don't think that everybody in Israel wants greater Israel. They probably want peace. They're like, no, we don't want to start wars with all our neighbors just to have more Arab land. So no, I think he's wrong about that. It's the religious right-wing Israel that wants greater Israel, not the left. Maybe
and yes,
some
respond
of them do.
without delay.
Maybe you can find an exception, but
it's a sick society. Israel is a sick, warped, demented society. 80% of the people there think they should be doing more to wipe out the Palestinians. It's a sick, demented society.
I thought it was 90, actually.
They've been indoctrinated into this Greater Israel Project. None of them descendants of Abraham. All of them from Eastern Europe. All these Zionists. They're all
of them from Eastern Europe. How come all the Russia sphere people always do this Khazarian thing? They're not real Jews. Zionism's not Judaism. Why do they do that every time? They insist on saying that. Not Jews, not Torah. Okay, so you're not identifying the issue then. That's all I hear. Yep. I see why Corn Pop sent this to me.
None of them descendants of Abraham. All of them from Eastern Europe. All these Zionists. They're all.
Yeah, he's wrong. Like Ehud Barak and Ehud Omer, like they call Netanyahu and the rabbis and the extremists like psychos that want to blow up the world for the Messiah. My understanding is left-wing Jews in Israel aren't obsessed with having biblical borders from the Torah. But I mean, that's kind of a little nitpicking. I get his point. But this part is the dumb part. Dude, they've got genetic studies. This doesn't work. They've always been the same people doing the same Judaism. Oh, it's a totally different new religion. It's got the Talmud and Kabbalah now. So they added more books and more lore to it.
Descendants of Abraham, all of them from...
There was no Abraham. That should be the answer. There's no Abraham. These Jews are Jews. They're genetically Jewish. No, they're Europeans. They're Khazar. It's a secret Khazarian agenda. It's not Jews and Torah that's bad. It's these imposters, Khazarians.
Eastern Europe, all these Zionists.
The Khazarian thing is so debunked, and all the Russia sphere people do it.
Abraham, all of them from Eastern Europe, all these Zionists. They're all atheists anyway.
All atheists, too. Oh, it's not a Torah agenda of Jews. No, it's atheist. It's not Torah prophecies that's behind Zionism. No, it's atheist. Fake
Jared
Jews.
sent $5. 98% of Israelis thought they were either using the appropriate amount of force or not enough, and only 2% said to.
Yeah. That's not Greater Israel, though. That's wiping out leftist Jews in Israel, thinking that they're wiping out in retaliation, wiping out Gaza and Hamas for retaliation for October 7th. That's not leftist Jews believing in Greater Israel. But yeah, I thought it was 98%. Atheist. The problem with Israel is that they're atheist white people.
Stroyerb sent
So
$0
trash.
on Adam Ripabong on stream PLS.
Zionism has nothing to do with Judaism. Yeah, this is just pure obfuscation. I don't know if he's just like, gullible enough to regurgitate the talking points or if he knows what he's doing, but this ain't it, and it's wrong. It's not going to work.
In Europe, all these Zionists, they're all atheists anyway.
Garrett sent
Door's a crypto?
$5. Dore is a crypto.
No, I think he said he was raised Catholic, right?
Faith. But they say God promised them that land 3,000 years ago. Anyway, all right, so that's the problem. And yes, respond with...
No, that's not the problem, actually. Way off. Way off, Corn Pop. That's why he sent it to me. He knows how off it is. Those talking points again, every single time. Yeah, we got to save the true Jews from the evil white man. That's what it turns into, Doc Jake Holiday. You're right. Here's Trump talking to this Arab guy about speaking low. Dude, Trump is such a schmoozer. So funny.
Country, how we can make our relationship even better. We love it. Thank you, my friend.
Trump's like, speak up,
See, when you're
dude.
that rich, you can speak that low. I was just wondering, can anybody hear that? But when you're so rich, you have such confidence, and you don't have to do any strain to the voice.
Dude, Trump is like always the center of the room and making the whole room laugh. Who could deny that?
Great. So, do you have any questions, please?
Dude, king of the world, king of kings once again. Look at him sitting at the end of the table. Oh, the FBI thwarted an attack by some like weird E-Crusader, I think it was. Trump's respond, he's like, did you see the fight? Best fight ever.
Attack plans for the UFC event at the White House? There was the FBI thwarted.
Yeah, rich people don't need to
haven't heard
shout.
about it. But
Shouting's for
the attack
peasants.
that I watched were the fighters. And he saw it too, by the way. He was sitting back home in his beautiful palace and he was watching that. And they were as good a fights as I've ever seen, right? The best. They were. That last fight.
No joke. It literally was like so cool. It was a lot of patriotic, like America propaganda, but hey, it's our 250-year anniversary, a birthday. We can do a little bit of that. So, sorry, we're proud Americans. Deal with it. Deal with our monster trucks and our epicness. The fights were amazing. Sure, it's bread and circus, Edom, Emperor Maxing, Colosseum maxing, Arch of Titus maxing that Trump's doing. But the fights were amazing. The festivities were absolutely amazing.
It was brutal. And the two last, all of the fights were good.
The two fights.
It was all good. It was a great evening. It was very different for the White
Yeah,
House.
are you not entertained? Yes.
I wish you could have been there. We built an incredible arena. Dana did a great job.
Is there going to be another fight next year?
There was a planned
Well,
drone
no.
attack on the event to drive
They got
attendees
away
into
with it,
waiting
then you
sniper
can sue
fire.
her.
Yeah. Let's find some more on that. Anybody have any links? They had snipers posted everywhere and helicopters.
50 years.
Yeah, dude, the guy at the end, Gaethje, embarrassed himself with the backflip on the neck. He looks like he almost ended his career and paralyzed himself doing that second backflip. So dumb.
Maybe in another 50, maybe in 300.
That would be hilarious. He does. It's like the peak. That would be an Illuminati sacrifice. This dude does a backflip and breaks his neck and is paralyzed after he just wins like the most epic fight ever. Headline event of the White House 250-year celebration. It was pretty epic. Sure, it's ran by Ari Emanuel, the Zionist Jewish guy, and Dana White, but still epic. Sorry. Okay, let's see this rabbi on Fox News. Is he really comparing Goyim to Planet of the Apes? Let's hear it. Chabad of Bel Air.
All of us.
Yeah, I want to find another link too on this planned terrorist attack. Were they Christians? Were they like anti-Zionist, hated Trump Christians? Gladiator Games 250.
Jillian, when I was coming into the studio, I was thinking, what can I compare this to? Do you remember the movie Planet of the Apes? The human people that came to the planet. All of a sudden, you're weird, you're the killer, you're the rotten person, because they believed in all the evils that was unproven. To be a Jew today sometimes is like the humans that come to the Planet of the Apes and meeting people like him and like, where did you get this from? Why do you think this way? And it's almost impossible to talk to these people, to reason to these people, because hate is an emotion.
Dude, the Goyim are Planet of the Apes. They're like the advanced humans coming to the ape world. No way. She's like, bruh, are you really going to try to do this to my face?
It's not intellect.
Hold on.
Because they believed in all the evils.
Why do the Chabad rabbis all have that voice?
Was unproven.
The orcs. Remember the other rabbi that's like, we're protecting you from the orcs. The Muslims. We're the elves protecting you goblins from the orcs.
To be a Jew today sometimes is like the humans that come to the Planet of the Apes and meeting people like him and like, where did you get this from? Why do you think this way? And it's almost impossible
David
to...
Nissa now sent $10. It is clear who owns our country and the minds of it. This rabbi would care less if someone said they do not want to work for a white.
Oh, is that what that's what he's talking about too? He's saying this kid that they doxed and tried to, he said he didn't want to work for a Jew and they like doxed him and, attacked him. Free Edom 250.
Talk to these people,
there's another one
to
too.
reason to these people.
You can't reason with these Goyim.
His terrible post, or I'm not going to read it on the air, his terrible post or message that he sent to that company about why he didn't want to work for them. But what were your initial thoughts on reading that?
Jillian, it was like me, here we go again. Kid never met Jewish people, never even sat with Jewish people, doesn't even know Jewish people, but because he believes all the tropes of social media, and he goes and he believes everything that is being said about the Jewish people.
See, this is what ends up happening when somebody says something like that, when there's some anti-Semitic incident that pops off, this is all that ends up happening. The biggest platforms bring on Jonathan Greenblatt or Chabad rabbis to kvetch about anti-Semitism. So all the voting millions of Christian boomers out there that watch Fox News with all their reach and their money and their influence. Now, this is an opportunity for a Chabad rabbi to come on here and call us all Planet of the Apes and kvetch about anti-Semitism. That's what ends up happening. Handing easy W's to rabbis on Fox News. Yeah, the stereotypes are terrible.
Stereotyping Jews is terrible.
It creates such an anti-Semitism that it says, I don't want to work for you. Now, this anti-Semitism is nothing new. It's been for thousands of years. But each generation, there's a new reason why to hate the Jew. and that anti-Semitism goes away, and then there's a new thing. Today, the anti-Semitism is that the Jews are home. Well, you Jews aren't supposed to be home. Get off the land. And all of a sudden, you're not the real Jew, as Tucker Carlson says. So when people start dehumanizing what a Jew is, people start
Devin
thinking,
Sinel sent
just like all the other
$5. Yeah,
anti-Semites.
that is what he is talking. Technically, we are all apes, so it is
Yeah.
planets of the...
Yeah, because it's not like he's saying it's only this guy. He's saying the whole planet of Goyim just hate them for no reason and want to genocide them in every generation. That's the message. That's the message with the big speakerphone reaching the ears of people from their Goy boxes in their living rooms.
Semites, he says, hey, I don't want to work for you. You're not a real human.
Is that what he said? You're not a real human? Okay, here's some more on that FBI attack.
The first image I believe that we're going to show is a rifle that belonged to her son, according to authorities. The other is a screen grab, several screen grabs showing aerial images.
Dude, the dude's got an American flag on his gun and he's going to go shoot up such a cool event like UFC on the White House. He's like, it's like the most American thing ever done. The most badass, like, sporting event mixed with politics ever hatched, and this dude with an American flag on his gun is gonna go attack it? That's weird. You think the America Bros would love that event?
And maps of the Washington, D.C. area and discussing where snipers possibly would be related to the White House. This is all evidence that is posted on an official court docket right now, an official government document. But I will say 19-year-old Tyson Proper's mother called police after she was concerned about his purchases and communications with people online. It then led them to conversations that he allegedly had with someone named Brian Roa and Michael Thomas in Southern California. They appeared yesterday before a federal judge. We're also
they're from
told
California.
that there is a suspect in Nebraska and one in Missouri as well.
Did they say Southern
So what we're being
California?
told here, Kaylee and everyone on the couch, is that this alleged plot consisted of a plan to have drones that were actually armed with some type of firepower go and attack buildings around the White House. And once people left, they were going to have snipers.
Oh, interesting. They mentioned drones, like the ball room needs drone protection. I thought it was going to be a drone base.
Nearby, attacking some
Everybody
of the
thinks
people
it's a psyop.
leaving. This was a serious plot. The FBI, the Secret Service investigating this right now. And as you heard the deputy director of the Secret Service right there say that they believe there are more people out there. Right now, though, 5 people facing these charges. And it's incredible to go through these documents and see what happened.
These guys
but it
are
appears that it was this 19
Olympus is falling, LARPing hard.
year-old's mother in Ohio who really spilled the beans on this entire case.
Jack Stone says QAnon also laid the groundwork for the satanic panic psychosis of people thinking Epstein class are eating and sacrificing babies while being protected by Trump. Yeah, if you really think that like they're secret Baal worshipers that are drinking baby blood, and like I could see somebody trying to do a plot like this, save the children.
By letting people know that she had some concerns about her son, Kaylee.
Thank goodness that mom did that. And that 19-year-old is the one
Total
I mentioned
chud
who was
boogaloo
alleged
boy.
to
Oh
use
yeah,
his
look at this
graduation
guy.
money to
They didn't show a picture of him. There he is. Look at this. You're telling me this guy is 19? Average, like, Christ Crusader physiognomy. Dude, how is his nose so wide? It's like he's got like a big black guy nose on a white face. He's this bald at 19? Look at that brow ridge. He's got a brown ridge canyon on his nose. He looks straight out of Central Casting. What kind of name is Tyson Proper? Is that a name? Tyson? KRS-One knows. You're telling me this guy's 19 and not 40? When there's schizo, like, BitChute comments, like, feezing out about me, I imagine, like, they look the equivalent of this. We need to get this guy's socials. Was this guy calling me a Jew on the timeline? He looks like he would be doing that. Crazy. Let's see if we can find anything else. Any other deets? Oh, are these some of the other dudes? New photos. Dude, this guy's not really white either. Well, so maybe they won't be saying it's a white supremacist attack. Are they calling them anti-Semites or Christians or what? That's what I'm looking for. Were they groypers? Are they calling them groypers or something? Roa. Brian Roa.
Terror attack at this past weekend's UFC. Two of the men arrested in a foiled terror attack at this past weekend's UFC Freedom event are from California. The FBI identify them as Michael Allen Thomas and Brian Omar Roa. We don't know exactly
Christian
where
extremists?
in California they are from. 5 people were arrested for allegedly planning to use drones with explosives to hit buildings near the event, forcing people to run towards a pre-staged sniper team. 2 of the men arrested in a foiled terror attack at this past...
Crazy.
Hitting buildings near the event, forcing a mass evacuation and steering crowds towards a pre-staged sniper team. Explosive-packed drones hitting buildings
why
near
would
the event,
Christians want to do
forcing
this?
a mass evacuation and steering crowds towards a pre-staged...
Is that the Christian thing to do? Is like bomb a bunch of just like UFC fans?
Explosive-packed drones hitting buildings near the event, forcing a mass evacuation and steering crowds towards a pre-staged sniper team. A second wave was then planned to storm the White House gate.
Anti-government extremists radicalized by online conspiracy theories, yeah?
They work with law enforcement across multiple states to stop it. Joining us now on the phone, former FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. Dan, thank you for getting on the air with us. What else can you tell us? This is quite a frightening and sobering discovery.
Well, notice the class warfare language amongst the plotters there that appears in this early stage.
An explosive pack.
Bongino is talking. Mother called. All right. JD Vance getting pressed on his wife being an Indian?
Brilliant.
Not believing in Jesus? It's like, they're like, bro, you need to answer. They're not going to elect a Hindu first lady, dude. She's got to worship Jesus, bro.
It became controversial when you said that you hope that your wife, who is Hindu, that she would convert to the same faith. And that became a controversy. And I'm like,
Davinson now sent $10. You are an idiot for plotting something like that in the first. It is even more stupid to plot it. Maybe they are left since form.
Yeah, it's like, are they just like, you know, fantasizing about stuff online? Like, did any of them actually like get in their car and try to drive there or anything? That I wonder. Not enough to go read the full affidavit that I saw somebody linked, but that's what I wonder. I'm like, did they even like go there? Or did they just like, the mom called and said, hey, my son's acting weird, and they came and looked at his text messages and saw he had a gun, and like that was it? And these losers would have never actually got up their ass and done anything? but they're using it and hyping it like it was like some imminent threat and like they thwarted like the imminent attack or something.
Like, I don't think that's controversial at all.
Yeah, it's just an observation.
Yeah.
When you believe something, and I believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and that it really influences everything else about me, then of course you want the people that you love to share that perspective as well. It doesn't mean I don't respect my wife. I mean, she's a brilliant person. As I write about in the book, a lot of my own
she probably
journey
doesn't
back
respect
to faith, she supported, even though she didn't necessarily see things the same way that I do.
No, she thinks
really
you're
inspired my
Christ-brained.
own journey back to faith. And
She's
so
like,
I
I'm
think
not
it's just a
worshiping some
totally normal
Jew.
thing for a husband to want his
Indian.
wife to agree with him on some of these issues. But, you know, the best conversations I've had about faith, about religion, about theology have been with Usha.
Her
because
conversion is
she
coming
does come at
soon.
these
Yeah.
things from a different perspective.
Yeah,
I've learned a lot from her. I think she's learned a lot from me. And that's
the conversion will come like right when during the primaries, the Republican primaries, there'll be some big public conversion. It'll be part of the big revival. She converts as the first lady and then pushes even more Jesus revival stuff.
one of the great things about being married to a person like her.
It became controversial.
Invested.
Now he talks about Trump being a Christian.
Him, who have been critical parts of him getting to the presidency now 2 times, arguably 3 times, they were Christians. And it's funny because if you go back to 2016, when you're right, I was criticizing him. One of the things that was very profound was this connection between religious conservatives and Donald J. Trump. And everybody said, well, they didn't get it. They didn't understand how this, brash New York billionaire could have such connection to Christian conservatives in the heartland. And I actually think if you know the Christian conservatives and you know the president, it's not all that bizarre at all. What is interesting about President Trump is he doesn't wear it on his sleeve.
Okay. Look, did we see this one? We got more Vance, but did we see this one? Trump says the current Iranian leadership are very rational people, nice to deal with, strong, smart, not radicalized, looking to help their country. Sounds like they're ready to play ball. We did regime change. We killed the old regime. They got a new regime. We killed them too. And now we don't even know who to talk to make a deal now. But apparently they found somebody to put in charge, some client king.
We're dealing with people that I think are very rational people. I mean, they were nice to deal with. They were strong people, smart people. I think actually they're smarter than the first and second group. But they're not radicalized, and they're, looking to help their country. We're dealing with people that I think are
talking about the
Number
Strait of
2.
Hormuz being open now. Statement from Vance.
Vice President Vance here to talk a little bit about what is in the Iran deal, the great peace deal that the President of the United States made last night. Number 1, what this deal means is that the Straits of Hormuz are open immediately. You're already seeing oil and gas prices come down just over the past 24 hours. Number 2, it ensures that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. And we have to back up for a second and appreciate that what the president has done is completely decimated Iran's nuclear program. Now, this deal really has 2 pathways. On the one hand, if the Iranians make the long-term commitments never to rebuild, then they're going to be welcomed into the world economy. If, on the other hand, they try to rebuild that nuclear program, they're never going to have the resources in order to do so. So it's a win-win for the American people. We ensure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon either way. And now it's really up to the Iranians. Over the next few months, we're going to see if they're serious about dismantling that program for the long term. If they do, the president has said, we want their country to be successful. But what we know is that our country is successful thanks to great presidential leadership and a lot of good decisions. Thank you, guys.
You're right, Doc Jake Holiday. I think her doing some fake conversion is going to be a good prediction. They're like, sir, we focus grouped it and
Vice President Vance here to
and there's no way you're going to win unless she converts to Christianity. Vance getting pressed by The View. Somebody asked him a good question. The Catholic faith says we take in immigrants. How do you justify
know how
that?
hard it has been for people? 2 things. You talk a lot about your Catholic faith, But the Catholic faith says we take in immigrants. We take in people who don't have or who are having a hard time. How do you justify both things?
So let me say first a couple things, Whoopi. So number one, the book is actually way less political than you might think if you were just watching this, because obviously we're getting into the issues of the day. Right. 95% of the book.
Finding my way. See, he already did his conversion. Finding my way back to Yeshua.
95% of the book is really not about politics. I kind of have to write about politics because I'm the vice president, but I want to answer your question. Right. So fundamentally, if you think about what is immigration enforcement, immigration is law enforcement. It's somebody who has broken a law. A law enforcement officer has to show up and enforce that law. Mm-hmm. Now, inherently, sometimes that process is not always going to be pretty if you capture a video clip of it, in the same way that if you arrest somebody for committing a violent or a nonviolent crime, sometimes it's not always pretty. What I'm saying is the Catholic faith is actually I think it strikes the right balance here. Mm-hmm. It says, the Christian faith, I think this is true of Protestants and Catholics, that you can have borders. Yeah. You're allowed to enforce your borders. That means the law enforcement piece of it. But you also have to take certain precautions and certain care, okay? And again, your argument is fundamentally, Whoopi, you're saying that we don't strike the right balance. I disagree with you about how we apply that, but nobody hopefully is saying we're not allowed to have a border. No, what I'm saying is that in order for us to actually enforce the law, you can't set a standard that says you're not allowed to deport anyone unless they've committed a violent crime. You've got to enforce the law equally. So let
me do my follow-up.
You don't have to raise your hand.
Let me do my follow-up.
Yes, I do.
Because you were talking about people. What did black people
He handled that well. That was an easy one for him. He's been beefing with the Catholic thing with him has been a big issue. So he's prepared that answer. Dude, check out this guy. Alex Jones's buddy, this Russian state media TV host, Jewish, puts on the tefillin. He says he's an anti-fascist Jew who's been robbed by Europeans. His problem with Zelensky is that he's Jewish and he's not being anti-Nazi enough. That's really getting these Russia sphere people, Russia sphere, quote-unquote anti-Semites hard-ons.
For everything. And Europeans rob.
Dude, what's with this like Mao communist uniform he's got rocking here?
Me. With no reason. You think that I should respect? They don't respect their own values. They put sanctions against me for blaming Ukrainian Nazis. Isn't it for the first time that anti-fascist Jew has been robbed by Europeans?
This is who all these Russia shills that attack me all the time, all these based anti-Jewish Russia shills always attacking me. This is your boy. Whoa, I'm just Antifa Jew, and you evil Europeans being mean to me for no reason. Dude, this guy says wild shit against Ukraine too. No wonder he got sanctioned.
Has been robbed by Europeans. That anti-fascist Jew has been robbed by Europeans. Well, that's quite normal for European history. And when it...
See, this guy hates
for
Europe.
Everything.
These Russian Jews hate Europe. Putin's top Jew. Streamer Neon shocked when Christian missionary, ultra cringe, TikTok Christian reveals that Jesus was Jewish.
And that they would have to up.
This is probably fake. He knows he's Jewish. Everybody knows he's Jewish. Get real.
Jesus was born Jewish and then converted to Christianity? No. So he basically, what we look at the Old Covenant, the Old Testament, the Torah, which is the Torah is what Jews would hold to and stuff like that. You have the Old Covenant, which you have like all these 613 laws, 10 commandments, and that they would have to uphold, right? And then what the Jews believe is that they believe that a Messiah would come and fulfill the law. But what they thought was that this Messiah that would come, this guy would like overthrow the Roman government, like a literal bring a new kingdom, like overthrow the government at the time.
Yeah.
And they thought he was going to be born like super rich, super beautiful, stuff like that. Well, Jesus was born in a horse feeding trough in a parking lot and was raised in Nazareth and was like not really, that's like, you know, he was raised in a nothing good comes out of Nazareth kind of vibe.
Okay.
But the kingdom that he was bringing wasn't a physical kingdom to like literally overthrow. It's like a spiritual kingdom that he was bringing. So
Jesus
yeah, he
likes
was
leave?
ethnically Jewish, but he didn't convert to Christianity. He just fulfills the covenant that was brought to the Jews in the Old Covenant.
Okay, got it.
Ethnically Jewish. Womp womp. Womp womp womp. Dude. Shocked. He was not shocked. He knew Jesus was Jewish. Clickbait title. Totally clickbait. All right, we got tons of alien kookery. Hey, guys. Dude, did you know Kanye was an alien? Kanye is an alien hybrid? Bro, that's what we got to be focusing on. That's real serious stuff. What else do we got here? Let's watch this rabbi chimp.
Standing right here in front of you. Again. Go away! Me. You're the one on the corner. Why are you coming here?
No, I'm standing right here in front of your place.
Go across the street then.
No, absolutely not.
Go across the street.
No. Back up. Back up. Stay the fuck away from me.
Don't. Should I take your phone and call the cops?
You want to try and take my phone from me? I will kick the fuck out of you if you try to touch me, dude.
Screw you.
Yep.
Go.
I mean, to be fair, if somebody showed up where I'm at and with a camera filming on my sidewalk, I would be way more angry than this, actually.
My phone from me?
Really
I will kick the fuck out of you if you try to touch me, dude.
Screw you.
Yep.
Go away. This is private property.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
This is a fucking public street.
You're on a public street, but this is private property.
I don't care.
We do.
Why do you?
Because it's our rights.
Yeah?
Yeah, your right.
You don't think this is my right?
Ours.
Neither does yours.
I said ours. The public.
Your rights don't infringe upon mine.
They don't infringe on us.
Don't
go
touch
away.
Me. Do not touch me again.
Go away.
Don't touch me again.
Go away.
Don't touch me again.
Go away.
If you want to see how hard I can hit, touch me again.
Go away.
Fuck you.
Go away.
Do not touch me again.
Go away. You fucking asshole.
Whoa.
Again.
Go away.
Serving me.
You're the one on the corner. Why are you coming here?
No, I'm standing right.
Dude, chimped out. Russian missiles set fire to Kiev's Dormition Cathedral. Uh-oh, Putin burning churches? Oh my gosh, all the trad Christians. Oh, when the Jews bomb a church, it's the end of the world, and oh, they're the synagogue of Satan. Oh, Putin bombs churches too? Wow. Oldest in Europe. One of the oldest churches in Europe. Bombed by Putin. Like a true Christian. A true Christian prince. All right, let's see this. Spielberg. You know what, actually, I want to do these. Following up on the story I did with Amalek yesterday of this Christendom conference, having a scandal that some book vendor, publisher was there, has like Nazi books or pagan books or something. So all the Christians are got their knives out and the Inquisition has begun, and now they're doing their apology videos. In this clip, New Christendom Press throws Antelope Hill under the bus for, quote, breaking booth terms, calls their flyer actively insidious, and says encouraging white people toward paganism is telling them to talk to demons, which apparently was our problem for the last century. This is what you get when you fund a Christian conference. Don't talk about division. This Antelope Hill publishes Christian stuff and is but also open to non-Christian stuff. They don't want you at the Christian conference. Don't talk to us about division or unifying or infighting. They'll turn around and call you evil demons and throw you under the bus. And serves you right for not knowing that that's what they'll end up doing to you. Let's hear.
The stuff that we it's not asking questions, it's calling you a Nazi.
And then it's demand, like the faux outrage. Of like, I demand an answer on behalf of all the ladies. Why is this happening? And you're like, okay, let's take a step back.
I hope she sees this, bro.
I said to a few people like, hey, let's think biblically and clearly. Proverbs 18:17.
Yeah.
Give people.
Yo, dude, we're an hour in and we've got 45 shekels, guys. Where is everybody out?
Time to, and we have. And
There won't be streams every day if it's $45. That will not work. I've got kids to feed.
We've been dealing with the issues
in the right order,
but in a biblical way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's go confront some people. Let's go figure out what happened. Let's go
get there.
Biblically deal with it.
Yeah.
We're going to make a measured response according to biblical justice, not according to the rage of the mob.
Yeah.
And so I would just encourage people continually, don't be like the mob in Acts. Where people are screaming out one thing, some people are screaming out another, and nobody knew what the heck they were doing.
They actually didn't know why they were there.
They don't even know why they're there.
$5 shekel.
Okay, well.
So, calm down.
Challenge.
Hey, man,
Small
calm down.
hat challenge.
So to the other, here's the stuff that we did have issue with. That the flyer that was distributed, again, the guys that were doing the booth, this is their normal practice that they just didn't even think about. We've communicated, to Eric's point about in order, we went to them and said, tell us what happened. Here is what people are saying happened. They're saying that you're handing out a flyer that's leading to everything from a literal cult.
Thank you, Mark Crampton.
Mark Crampton, 67 cents, $0 on Hail Tire.
Thank you, appreciate that.
To literal pornography. So what's up with that? And they said, yeah, we do this flyer. We kind of update it every once in a while. We hand it out with our books. It's not like we avow everything here. It's just, this is kind of like related pro-white
hat check. You're good for the next 2 days, Beowulf. Thank you.
Small hat check.
Businesses, and we are pro-Western.
Maxed out bear, you're always coming through. Maxed out bear.
$0 on thanks.
Appreciate you, dude.
Civilization, pro-white, pro-Anglo, all those things. And some of the links on it, they're like, yeah, that was, to them, they're a secular publishing house. They're like, this is a pro-white tarot card thing, and our response is, if you're pro-white, you should probably not talk to demons and tell the white people to talk to demons, because they've been doing enough of that for the last, century.
Dude, if you're pro-white, you can only promote Rabbi Jesus. You're not pro-white unless you're believing in the Jewish Torah. You're not pro-right unless your heart's circumcised. Yeah.
Anonymous sent $5.
There wasn't, people overblew this. There wasn't like a link to literal pornography. There was a link to a men's magazine that, like, I think you said was maybe men's manosphere adjacent or something.
Yeah, I didn't look at it.
We certainly wouldn't like it. Don't like the Twitter account that's associated with it. Don't like that link. But just so you know, that act of handing that out broke the terms of our actual being a booth at our event rules, because you're not allowed to cross promote another business that we didn't actually have on our list for obvious reasons. So we talked to them about that. They apologized. We said you shouldn't have done that. They said, we're sorry, you're right. If someone had told us, it all happened too late. The stuff, by the time we knew about all this, like the sponsors are getting packed up.
David Sinal sent $5. My history of Russia professor in college said that the Russian Orthodox Church is just a front for Putins.
Yeah, it's KGB approved Orthodox Church.
Johann sent $5. Hey Adam, did Ryan Gabler reach out to you about having you on the Secret Teachings show?
Not that I've seen. Thank you, Stacia.
Stacia 0927 cents, $0 on challenge accepted.
Thank you, Stacia. You're good the rest of the weeks. No small hat on Stacia. Foreskin check. Thank you, Corn Pop.
$5 foreskin check.
Thank you.
Would have immediately pulled it, whatever.
Johann sent $5. Hey Adam, did Ryan Gabler reach out to you about having you on the Secret Teachings show?
Secret Teachings? Is that a big show? I hope it's big.
Corn Pop sent $5.
I still disagree with them about the utility of that. I think that it is actively insidious, and that the material on that flyer, I think, was actively harmful to the cause. That if you like white people, then you should not
$0 on best content online. No,
I agree. Imagine the void of not having this show.
Encourage them to join paganism and cults that are destroying the world.
Oh yeah, dude, paganism's destroying the world. Totally, yeah. Yeah, all these big pagan institutions destroying the world. Dude, did he just say pagans are destroying the world? Give me a fucking break, dude.
sponsors are getting packed up. So they said we would have immediately pulled it, whatever. I still disagree with them about the utility of that. I think that it is actively...
Hey, how come Christians always saying stuff like this is that's never divisive? How come they only try to shut us up? Christians can spew whatever bullshit they want, and it's never divisive or infighting. We respond to their lies. We defend ourselves from their slander, and then it's called infighting and divisive. Get real.
Insidious, and that the material on that flyer I think was actively harmful to the cause of if you like white people, then you should not encourage them to join paganism and cults that are destroying the world and are just, same jersey as the feminists. Same jersey, same team, just different mask on when they go. Like, that's Satan with a different jersey on.
Satan.
Okay, here's the reality though.
Yeah.
Nobody that knows us or anything we've ever said about anything would ever think, given that information. Brian and Eric knew about this and they were real cool with it. And let me tell you one of the obvious reasons why. The book that we published for the first time, can you grab that for me? Right there behind you, the red one? Oh. Yeah, the big red one. This is the book that...
Antelope Publishing, funding Christian events, and they turn around and call you satanic pagan demons. All right? Can we see where the source of the division is coming from? It's these Bible-believing Yeshua slaves, Moshiach slaves, that hate anybody that doesn't believe in their Jewish magic. That doesn't agree the Jews were once God's chosen people.
That we published for the first time at the conference, you'll notice the title is Killing Lust, Fighting for Purity in a Pornographic Age by our own Pastor Ben Garrett. So here's the neat thing about our position on pornography. It's gay as AIDS. And a lot of you need to stop looking at it. That's my position on it. We're publishing a book to help you. If you can't afford it, I'll give it to you for free. Like, shoot me an email, because you need to stop looking at that's really gay and it's really sinful and you'll go to hell for it. So that's our position on...
Dude, I have a feeling that this guy is like gay, closeted gay with a porn addiction. That's my takeaway from what I just watched in the last 10 seconds there.
Pornography. I know that was groundbreaking and nobody ever would have believed that. We were very disappointed to see that distributed.
Hey dude, it wasn't the pornography that made you gay. You're just gay.
Frankly, and very annoyed, very frustrated, because here's what it did.
He's like, I only like that gay porn because Satan made me. Because it's the demons.
We'll publish the speeches. I encourage all the people who shared all the marionette puppeteers, go watch every single thing that happened at the conference. And tell me, and give me a list of everything with it you disagreed with.
Yeah.
Because it took the focus of a conference that was the war for
normal. We got a real
normal,
beard going
where
on
we
here.
were, for a year, planning, saying, what is the thing our people need to hear? And we do. We see the political theory explosion, the interest in that. And we're like, a lot of guys need to hear.
I am delivered.
Way too much about political theory, and you do way too little political act.
He's like, I know firsthand how bad it is to be gay and watch porn, so like, I'll give you my book for free, and you need Jesus. And paganism's ruining the world.
And even things prior to that, in terms of your personal piety, your personal rule of your family, ruling well in your spheres of influence. And so that is what we talked about for a number of speeches for 2 days and panels. And that was what everybody took away.
We don't think you're a Nazi, bro. How to lead in family worship.
That was what the conference was. That is what every single person there. And so I was angry with myself. For as the one responsible. Eric and I are responsible. I was angry at us for it was retarded not to think ahead on that and not go like, yeah, that I should have thought we should have had a more, it's getting bigger. We can't assume anymore that everybody who shows up for sponsors is going to.
Yeah. So no more of this accusing pagans of not wanting to unite and no more brother wars and blah, blah. These Christians think we're satanic demons because we don't believe in a magical Jew. Okay. That's the reality. And we push back on and tell the truth about this fake Jewish religion and it's in the subversive aspects of it. And you try to silence us and smear and slander and never address any of our points.
Understand our kind of unwritten rules, like the rules of politeness, like don't go to a Christian conference and actively promote paganism. That would be like a normal house rule for Christians. But yeah, that I was mad at myself. I was frustrated with the Antelope guys, quite frankly, which is why, again, when you have a problem with someone, what do you do?
Yeah, is this not for all the Antelope people that have attacked me or try to counter signal what we're doing? Who's proven right here? Would you try to work with the Christians? Serves you right. You get thrown under the bus, called demonic. Who could have known that this is how this would turn out? Yeah, like Christians don't invade spaces to preach Jesus all the time, yeah. Christians not immediately trying to shut down a publishing house for carrying pro-white material. Challenge impossible. All right, I think there's another one too. This is the other guy. Antelope Hill Vendor did a stream an hour or so before Ogden posted their response video talking about what he and his associates were in. Okay, we'll see how much we can handle.
CP guys and their families as well, so that was cool. And the business networking lunch was advantageous for the unity among brothers. So this asshole, he says, the guy manning the Antelope Hill, and the business networking lunch was advantageous for the Antelope Hill guys who went to that while I manned the table alone. I stay out of the drama because, you know, I am a man of class. I am a man of decorum. I try not to stir the shit pot, especially with guys who I would consider on my side. Even if we don't line up 100%, that's not how you achieve
So he's
white
not
unity.
Christian,
That's not how you achieve unity among brothers. So this asshole, he says, the guy manning the Antelope Hill table at New Christendom Conference is
How'd your unity
prolific in
among
hate
Christian
circles
brothers
around
turn
the
out?
country and describes himself publicly as a National Socialist. Yeah, dude, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, again, all those things that I gave in my little monologue earlier about normalcy.
That was it? I don't understand. Okay, hold on.
Those are all expressions of National Socialism. Can I get a white power? White. Let me collect myself because I ain't the better part of a century now.
You know, we've taken feedback.
And we'll take. That's white genocide. Can I get a white power?
You know, we've taken feedback.
And we'll take it to the chin. So like, yeah, I was mad at myself. I was mad at that happening.
Yeah, we know you take it on the chin, bro.
Those guys have apologized and you know said, hey, we're sorry. You're right. So forgive them.
Can I get a white power?
Okay, weak. All right. Steven Spielberg says he is not a government plant. I'm about to go see this movie. I feel like I'm seeing a bunch of Christians that are kvetching because of the headlines of it challenging their faith. They're like wanting to say it sucks just because of that. I'm seeing other people say that it's all right. So we will see. Monitoring the situation, monitoring the propaganda.
I'm not a plant of the Pentagon or the government or any deep state contracting company. I'm literally a filmmaker that wanted to tell this story for many, many years. And but I had no idea that things were going to start to be disclosed just as Disclosure Day was about to be disclosed.
No idea,
This started with my...
I don't believe you. Do we believe him, guys? I mean, he seems to be obsessed with alien movies for quite a while.
Father taking...
Has it been a long-term disclosure psyop going down?
Me to see a meteor shower and introducing me to the sky at night when I was 5 years old. And I never stopped wondering about what's out there ever since.
What are the messages?
Humanity, empathy, believing in something we can't see, making the unknown more known to people. I'm not a...
Sounds Christian. It's Boomer Slop. Obsession was the best movie so far this year. Anybody see Masters of the Universe? It looks super, super Aryan. I want to go see it. I never really was into He-Man as a kid. I knew of him, but I wasn't like into it. Didn't really watch much of it. Nordic people resemble humans, have been experimenting with crossbreeding humans, says David Grush.
What Grush has told me, this is what blew my mind, and what he said that happened with Trump. And I'll just tell you this, and just again, I don't know that. I want to preface this by saying, this is not what I believe. This is what I've been told. Okay, he said that the Nordic people or the Nordic aliens are are like a few hundred years more advanced.
Giorgiani tweeted that Spielberg is working for the Nordic aliens to do disclosure psyops.
Then
Disclosure Day is terrible, Mark Crampton?
we are, but they're not super advanced. They're not like, he said the Greys, whatever is sending the Greys is extremely advanced, like thousands and thousands of years more advanced than us, because it's doing all the anti-gravity stuff, all this crazy stuff that's very highly advanced. And a lot of it is what he says with the Greys is psionic. So they basically don't have physical.
Okay, this is just so stupid. I can't listen to it. Okay, so that's a little long. We'll come back to that one. Here's some dude on Tucker talking about giants. Let's see. Or Tucker, Pierce.
Timothy, I think you also have a particular sort of approach on this, that you tell the story of ancient archaeology, albeit your caveat that you're not an expert archaeologist in that sense, within a biblical framework. How do the pyramids tie into that?
I'm not really sure who built the pyramids. I certainly do not believe that aliens
my God,
built
they got this kook on Tucker.
I do suspect, though, that they correlate to the global system of megalithic complexes that are found around the world, many of which I believe were built in the antediluvian world during the time which is variously described as the Golden Age by the ancients, or referred to as Zep-Tepi by the ancient by the dynastic Egyptians, Zep-Tepi meaning the first time. And this is the ubiquitous testimony of our ancient antecedents, that there was a time before the great cataclysm when the gods were dwelling among men and were imparting to them the arts of civilization. Everybody all around the world have traditions to this effect.
Pierce is
especially
such
in the ancient Near
tabloid
East,
slop,
ancient Egypt,
dude.
obviously, the ancient Mesopotamians, the Phoenicians, the Greeks, the Romans. In Hebrew cosmology, these beings are known as the Watchers. The ancient Mesopotamian tradition calls them the Apkallu. You have this ancient witness, this, again, from our antecedents, rather, saying that the gods were dwelling on earth, whoever these gods were. In some cases, they were copulating with human women who were progenerating demigods, in some cases giants, and
Why are
that
we
there were
entertaining these
extraordinary
ancient
things
fairy
happening in the
tales, dude?
world before the great cataclysm. Certainly, the ancient Egyptians believed in not just one great cataclysm.
We are
but
not a
several.
serious
We're all
people.
very much familiar with the biblical account of the flood, of the Noahic flood, which I believe is true. I think evidence does point to the idea that civilization didn't begin with the ancient Egyptians or the ancient Mesopotamians. It re-began. It was a restart of civilization in the aftermath.
Everyone is David Icke now.
Timothy,
Yeah, basically.
what you're saying is that you don't believe they were built by ordinary humans.
I'm not sure who built the pyramids. I don't know. I think it's possible that these megastructures fall into the same category and time frame as some of the other megalithic structures around the world, which I do believe are antediluvian, maybe going back to, circa 10,000.
Explain what you mean by that.
12,000
Sorry,
BC.
for a native like me. What do you mean?
The world before the flood.
Gavin
The world before the Noahic flood.
that was what, just 4,000, 5,000 years ago?
It could be non-human
yes.
construction.
I don't know that we got to
could be.
restrict it, but like
it
just
could be, again, the Mesopotamians attributed the arts of civilization to the Apkallu, who were not human beings.
No, I don't think. I don't know. I have to think about it more, but it just. I just wish like the saner voices would keep this in check. That's what I hope. We're being overrun by the low IQ slop like this. It's because I think most people are like dumb and low IQ and looking for entertainment that this is what ends up becoming popular. This is the scum that rises to the top.
When that second team found them, they found them either at the mouth of a cave or in a cave. I can't remember where, but it was in the vicinity of a cave. And
people just love fantasies.
They were all dead. And this gigantic humanoid was eating on one of them. And
it's more fun.
And they were able to kill it. They were able to take it down.
This stuff's going on.
So it killed the whole first team. That's what he heard.
Right. And it's a bunch of bullshit that funnels people towards Jesus being the solution. At the end of the day, they're all ultimately just, all of this is serving to uphold Jesus as the answer.
And that's what those guys had heard. So maybe that was just a rumor. But either way, the giant was airlifted from the Kandahar region and deposited at Basra to be picked up.
Sent $0 on Tuesday shekels. Tiravasir Deo /.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate
by
you,
the
bro.
pilot. And so he loaded the giant onto the aircraft, and then they transferred it to Qatar, a base in Qatar, and that's where his interaction with this being ends.
So he was part of the transport of the body.
Yes, and he told me he heard through the grapevine. He said, I don't know if this is true, but I heard through the grapevine.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard from somebody
the
that heard
giant
from
ended
somebody.
up at Wright-Patterson. He said, I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard.
And he was sure that the being was dead while he was trying to...
dead.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely...
Don't worry about this horrible movie being spoiled. And don't worry about this horrible movie being spoiled.
Seething fedora Christian. Seething over a movie. Let's hear it.
And don't worry about this horrible movie being spoiled. You shouldn't watch it anyway. All right. The broader context here is that Steven Spielberg has groomed you. He has groomed society for decades to embrace the great lie. In this film, Disclosure Day is kind of like the outright assault that all of that grooming was a preparation for. And in this video, my video here, I'm going to provide the counter assault. I've been warning about Spielberg's diabolical promotion of the ET UFO deception for years. And I've been mocked for years for issuing...
Dude, people know it's a movie, dude. It's fantasy. It's fantasy. I'm gonna go see this movie. It's not gonna make me think aliens are real. Sorry. It's not the point of it, dude.
That warning about what Spielberg is actually up to with all of this. But then suddenly in the last few weeks, promoting this film, Spielberg began admitting himself that he is indeed doing exactly what I've always been saying he was doing. Spielberg says his Alien movie will leave Christians questioning their faith in God.
I'm pretty sure he didn't actually say Christians, by the way. And this is just as much gonna challenge Christians' faith as Muslim and Jews' faith too, because they all share the same origin story and the same God. But the Christians turn it into like, oh, it's an assault on us, poor us, we're victims. They always do this shit.
Hopefully a belief system that the audience will say, this is here, this is happening. Another thing that Spielberg said promoting this film. He's trying to create a belief system with it. He says, this is real. I really believe. He has repeatedly said that. This is not fiction for him anymore. I don't think it ever really was in his heart of hearts, but now it certainly isn't. He is admitting he believes this is real, and he is insisting that what he's doing is striving to bring it about more quickly. Disclosure.
We're going to go see what all the fuss is about. We're going to see the truth. We're going to see if this really is an anti-Christian movie.
That is. Let's take a look at this clip here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it, but here we go.
Oh my God.
This is a story about us.
This is a story about us, he says. I'll pause and repeat in case it's not coming through.
All of us.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
He is calling it the most extraordinary event in human history. Disclosure.
Wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know all of this is true?
All of this is true, he says. In so many interviews in the last few weeks, he has repeatedly said that. He says, this is me, this is real, this is what I believe. Aliens are a guarantee, he says. He actually said that, a guarantee that they exist. He says they're gonna change us, this is going to happen in our lifetimes. And he also insists that this is theological, challenges the faith, on and on and on.
Jocelyn Abraham was from Ur of the Chaldeans, except there were no Chaldeans there in 2000 BC, nor was there a Hebrew.
Yeah. Dude, there is no Abraham. Not even close.
With claims like that. Yes, Spielberg is exactly the man I told you he was. And with this movie, he's done exactly what I warned he would do.
Oh, I called it exactly.
And don't worry.
That these things have come from the past. Like, concept of the ultra-terrestrial, that these things have come from the past. Like, how are they here?
Ancient Nordic aliens from the past, Atlantean, or Atlantean, Hyperborean
concept
overlords?
Of the ultra-terrestrial, that these things have come from the past. Like, how are they here?
They've always been here.
They've always been here.
Yeah.
So they just exist, but they exist in a different way?
Well, so imagine, even given current technology, if there was another ice age coming, and we may have 1,000 years to prepare. Would we be smart enough to do that? I don't know. Could we do it? Yes, we probably could.
Boy.
Yeah, and then so another 1,000 years passes, and you're below ground somewhere, and then there are the cavemen who are beginning. Well, do we interact with them or not? Well, it's an interesting question. Like we don't want to get involved in all that mess because we
sort of like how we don't visit North Sentinel Island.
Maybe.
You know, like those people that live the uncontacted tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
you're literally not allowed to go there.
Let them develop the way they shall develop. Yeah.
Wow. What is this crank doing on Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I can accept that.
Well,
little frog voice.
If it turns out that there is some activity, that there are some things that we can't
why not
explain
take
that are
over?
happening from deep
Why
in
not
the
help?
ocean.
Oh, they're just
We're
going to
have to
hide
come
in the
up with
bottom
some
of the
sort
ocean.
explanation. If that is an
They're so
actual
advanced, they're just
intelligent
hiding and letting us fuck up
species,
the world.
an
Polluted
intelligent
with
life form,
microplastics,
something, whatever it is.
and chemicals everywhere.
There's got to be some explanation for that. So the ultra-terrestrial one is just as good.
Yeah, there's an explanation for everything. The question is, A, are we smart enough to figure it out? And B, how long will it take? And both of those are complete unknowns.
Dude, how does Joe Rogan have on every conspiracy kook talking about every kooky thing, but never Jesus being a hoax? How about never even talking about Jesus didn't exist or that the Bible's not real? No, every conspiracy they do is all about empowering the Bible as real. Joe Rogan shamelessly farming the dummies. Yep.
From 1200 up to 1800.
Sean Ryan, every guest on Sean Ryan, Tucker, Alex Jones, Candace, Joe Rogan, David Icke.
I came upon aerial phenomena. So Catholics from 1200 up to 1800 saw things in the sky that they couldn't identify. If they did identify, usually you could see it right in the reports too. They're like, we saw this orb. We don't know what it is, but we think it's a soul from purgatory. So we're gonna pray it back to where it should go.
A soul
and so
from
I started to
purgatory.
collect these. Sometimes they saw things and they interpreted them as like flying houses, things in the sky. Sometimes they saw things and they thought they were angels. And so I had a lot of these and I didn't understand what they were, so I kind of put them aside. But I still thought that they were weird enough, and there were so many of them. The patterns were the same, so I showed a friend of mine and he looked at them and he said, these look like Steven Spielberg films. They look like UFOs. And honestly, I thought he was crazy. And I was like, no way.
I can't handle this stupid.
But this would be some kind of thing. You know, there are many people who are tortured by this process. So now that.
All right, this woman sucks. Let's hear this guy on Jake Shields. Is Kanye an alien hybrid? Real serious stuff. Is Kanye West an alien prophet? Yeah, no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism, though. I love how with Jake, everything's a conspiracy, a Jewish conspiracy, but Jesus. Everything's a Jewish conspiracy, but the Bible.
Scientists, and he's sending them money and stuff. This isn't like here with Izzy in Griffin. We're about to watch
watch that video. These are videos you've made. These are on your Instagram, right?
Yes, these are on my Instagram at Izzy Ann Griffin.
Yeah, I highly recommend you
Dude,
follow.
the hair. See, I'm telling you, I just got to do my hair like this.
Tons of
This
interesting
part
content.
is
That's
just, like,
right.
not
I think I
good
fed
for
him
social
out.
media. We
Algorithm.
gotta
Like,
get
oh,
the
this
hair
is
like
cool.
this.
And we ended up doing an interview. So this one is,
right.
What's this about? It's like Kanye West?
Yeah, so this one is on
Dude, I
Ye,
sunburned the top
formerly
of
known
my
as
head the other
Kanye
day.
West, and
All right, here we go.
kind of why this like alien narrative is being like injected into what he's doing now.
Dude,
It
have you
relates
ever
to
listened to Kanye West on weed, bro? Have you ever listened to Kanye backwards on weed? He's an alien, bro. Dude, have you ever thought about Kanye being an alien hybrid, bruh? Dude, I got this real viral TikTok about Kanye being an alien, bro. Totally serious.
a ton of different things.
What, dude? Are you gonna cover up the truth about Kanye being an alien? Oh, you must be a Jew. You must be an alien, actually. 10 years younger, huh? Immediately, 10 years younger. Just trim up the beard a little bit. Instant clip farming.
Things.
The whole alien stuff is very relevant right now. They're talking. All the preachers went in talking about a potential, like Trump was going to expose his alien files. It's very bizarre. I don't know what to make of it all, but let's give this a watch.
Yeah.
Wait, do the volume.
This symbology goes much deeper than most people know and realize. The first time Ye was kicked off of Twitter was because he posted this image, which features the star.
Yeah, he was kicked off Twitter.
Oh, I see where he's going with this. That's the Raelian. I watched the Kristen girl came on and told me about this thing. There's a Netflix documentary series about this Jewish, I think he's Jewish, this Jewish guy who started an alien cult where he was like the Messiah and this was their symbol. So he's going to say Kanye is a member of that cult. Still don't get where that makes him a alien prophet.
This is actually, it's the sign for this kind of cult.
Mm-hmm.
A Jewish guy runs it, and he put the star of, was it Rimfem? Which some people call it the Star of David, mixed with kind of a swastika.
Yes. So this is, the cult is called the Raelian cult. And interestingly enough, they were the first people in the early 2000s to claim that they were able to clone people.
That's right. They had, there's some people say it's fake, but they allege that they actually had successfully cloned people.
Yeah, they were talking about
that.
Yeah, and so what's interesting is like, this is the symbol that Ye tweeted in like, I think it was 2022, around that time when he was kicked off of Twitter. So this is a symbol that got him kicked off of Twitter, and it ties into like what he's...
Hold on. Amalek says, Nick had a clip before where he explains how Ye found that symbol online and he just really liked it. Yeah, I think I saw that because it's so like paradoxical. It's connecting the Jews and the Nazis together. That's why he liked it.
kind of doing now in the alien narrative.
Of Remfam interlaced with a swastika. This symbol is actually the symbol.
Dude, is this guy wearing a shirt that says retard? Dude, that is weaponized retardation, bro. Selling hats that say retard. I like it. I would wear a retard hat, actually.
Of a cult called the Raeliest cult. This cult.
How about hats that say Christ brain?
Believes that there have been 40 prophets of the Raeliest alien race, and they are basically these Elohim human alien hybrids that have been tasked with
It's interesting, this hybrid narrative. I've been studying different religions, aliens. There's always human hybrids. They're always trying to make, even the Epstein files, he was trying to do a breeding program and talking about bringing back Neanderthals. This is real. This isn't like, this is Epstein's emails with top scientists, and he's sending them money and stuff. This isn't like crazy conspiratorial stuff.
Yeah, Epstein was super into a lot of that like breeding program. He wanted to try and make his own race of people, even like that were based off of his genetics, which he doesn't have the best genes.
Exactly. You think those aren't the genetics we want?
Yeah,
And Neanderthal. So that was really interesting. He was
Yeah.
trying to sequence the Neanderthal DNA.
Yeah.
These are like top scientists. This wasn't like me hitting my friend up like, hey bro, let's sequence some Neanderthal DNA.
Right. Yeah. No. It's really crazy. But yeah, the Raelian cult believes.
What does that mean, though? Jake goes, I've been studying the religions. What does that mean? Trying to sequence Neanderthal DNA. Okay, and?
that there.
Does this mean, how are we getting from that to Kanye's an alien prophet? Or maybe it's just a clickbait headline.
For 40 human.
We'll see. We're figuring out we're getting to the bottom of this. We're going deep.
Alien hybrids like throughout history, and that like Jesus was one, Buddha was another one, and Ye believes he is one of them.
Oh wow!
So that's where this.
Crazy, but he's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting.
Bringing humanity further along to
Kanye says he's an alien hybrid.
Our eventual nuclear holocaust. I believe Ye believes he is one of these beings because he has alluded to it several times, including the entire Yandi rollout, which was then scrapped and replaced with the Jesus is King era. This is insanely deep. I do a full deep dive on it, and this shit's super crazy. So, yep.
Yeah. So it just ties in with kind of this entire alien narrative that's like coming out right now. So there was an album that Ye was supposed to release called Yandi.
Mm-hmm.
This album never came out. He scrapped it because the entire theme of the album was going to be that he's an alien human hybrid. And then he went into his Jesus is King era where he, became like a Christian, right? So he scrapped all of this stuff. Now, one thing about Ye that's really interesting is Ye does not revisit old themes, and he's always thinking forward. Like, so much so that he doesn't interact with people who are over 30 years old artistically, right?
Really?
So he's always trying to do what's next. So him kind of going back and revisiting this alien theme, because in this music video, Father, it's revealed that Ye is actually an alien. So that's kind of what I was...
Is this an older video or a newer
So this is a video he just released.
Oh, so this is after his Hell Hitler stuff. So
Yeah,
this is
so-
like, he did an apology tour.
Right.
He said he's sorry. They still didn't let him go, and I think it was England and play.
Mhm.
So maybe, go do this alien stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I believe is that
The outer
I
hip
think
drop set.
that him being able to come back after the statements he made is directly tied to him injecting this alien sort of narrative into his stuff. Because Ye, love him or hate him, he's the biggest artist on the planet, the biggest musician on the planet. And what's really crazy is, like I said, he doesn't revisit these old themes. And so what I think is happening...
Okay, I've never seen this guy before. It looks like he's got 600 followers on TikTok. This is the same guy, right?
David Cho is one of my favorite artists, and he's someone I've looked into.
It's the same guy. Samson option.
I'm in the back of the car doing cocaine. She's in the front wearing Balmain, and I'm thinking about it like it's nothing.
Is this the same guy? It is.
I'm in the back of the car doing cocaine. She's in the front wearing Balmain, and I'm thinking about it like it's nothing.
Davin Sinau sent $5 nuclear holocaust. I recommend watching False Nuclear on You. He is nuclear engineer and debunks all the claims on.
He's a SoundCloud rapper? Dude, if you're learning about the world from UFC fighters and comedians and SoundCloud rappers, you're not gonna make it. Okay, let's watch the music video of Kanye being an alien. We'll play that in a second. I'm intrigued with this guy though. I want to find out if he's doing Christian stuff. All right, I think I've seen enough already. I wonder if he's big on Instagram or something instead.
Is something is a psyop when
Jake only finds the most serious, educated conspiracy scholars.
multiple different parts of media are telling you about the same thing, right? So I believe that he is talking about this alien stuff because disclosure is coming, and I think that my thoughts on aliens is I don't think aliens are like from another planet, and I don't think that they're really
demons.
I think that they're interdimensional, but I think that we create them in our subconscious.
Yeah, our views are fairly similar, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know, it's just
146,000 followers on, oh boy, on Instagram. Christian mystic, pseudo-philosopher, literal genius. Looks like he's doing a bunch of mind control, magic, moonchild. Kurt Cobain killed. Jack Black, Kurt Cobain. Aliens.
Ye is talking about the Mustache Man.
said
Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, just released a music video where his face is ripped off to reveal he is actually an alien. This ties into the symbol he posted on Twitter, which got him kicked off the first time, which was a symbol of the Raelian cult. This cult believes that there have been 40 alien human hybrids that have came to visit humanity over the last several thousand years to warn humanity about upcoming potential events. I believe Ye believes he is one of these individuals, but not only that, the Raelian cult has
that would be hilarious if true. I mean, Kanye is so crazy that's not out of the realm of possibility. More likely, he's probably never heard of it and he just liked the symbol.
Also opened cloning facilities in Korea. South Korea is where the first bully listening party was, and North Korea is where Ye is going to be performing one of his first shows on his world tour. Is this entire thing a massive prophetic warning towards a potential nuclear holocaust like the Raelian cult believes? And if not, what is it? Also, Bianca Sensori did the video for the Father music video. Bianca Sensori's name literally means white censor. Well, it translates to white censor from Italian. We know that Ye is always going off about a certain group of individuals trying to censor him, and they believe themselves to be white whenever convenient for them. So that adds a whole...
All right. Jeez.
Subconscious or not, but I feel like it's either interdimensional, more like a demon. You know, it feels like I think there really is something there, but I don't believe it's coming from outer space. But that's somehow I missed this video. That's just so crazy, though. That maybe could be how he make amends, you know, because he really wants to be able to perform again. And these Jewish rabbis are saying, no, you have to bow to us. Maybe, okay, I'll go make an alien video.
Yeah, see, and like his entire...
Yeah, the rabbis told him to go make an alien video. Good. Jake might be onto something here. Yeah, dude, what if the... Dude, did the Jews put Kanye up to this video? Let's watch. Jake said the aliens made him make the video, or the Jews.
and hear our prayer. Please, Lord, whenever we pray.
2 months ago.
Zionist Cup breaks in $5. Hold up. Let us snort some of that Holy Spirit before we go on with this highbrow content from Jake and Goys.
Yeah.
07.
Thank you, Zionist Cuck.
You've been good. I just want to say thank you, Lord.
This is what heaven looks like. Yeah. I don't like Travis Scott at all.
You've been better to us than we've been to ourselves. Father.
Know you wonder where the F.E. been, but I'm back to life like an EpiPen. SG still in the leopard skin, and check me out then check me in. See this coat, nigga? Bye-bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me. I used to be a world star.
Hey, Jake, if the Jews told Kanye he needed to do this to get his career back, they told him he needed to promote the cross and Christianity. What's up, Carl?
I used to hang on a 9. Now I bought 2 streets. Cottage Grove to King Drive. Yeah, this life is a movie. Bye-bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me. I used to be a world star. Now I'm making Newsweek. I used to hang on a 9. Now I bought 2 streets. Cottage Grove to King Drive. Yeah, this life is a movie.
It's so annoying. These artists try to do like shocking, weird, eccentric things. Oh, I'm so creative, dude. I'm gonna pull off my thing. I'm gonna be alien. To see this and go, oh, he must really think he's an alien hybrid and he's in this cult and the Jews put him up to it. It's just like, all right, dude. Yeah, this is proof. What other proof could you need? Kanye's an alien. Kanye thinks he's an alien.
Because I look good. I smell good. I feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Know you wonder where the F I been. I been going hard like a crack syringe. I been breaking bad, now I'm back again. Getting meal tickets, no raffling. You see these kicks, nigga? Made checks off the right steps. More vision than some Oakleys. She used to be a lone star. Waking up to Lucy's. In the back, back, in the back. Used to live up in the 7. Now I bought.
Interesting video how it's just one camera rolling the whole time. No cuts, no changing of the angle. Here comes Jesus. Is it Michael Jackson?
OST Luther King Drive. Now it's Malibu Beach. Used to be V-Live. Now I'm trapped at the Boo Beat. Yeah. Help us now. Turn me up. I want to say Harry, but damn, you can't rob me.
Amazing. Incredible. Let's hear this theory one more time.
They're fairly similar, you know. I don't know if they're subconscious or not, but I feel like it's either interdimensional, more like a demon, you know. It feels like, I think there really is something there, but I don't believe it's coming from outer space. But somehow I missed this video.
Dude, Jake believes in demons now. Oh, dude, the demons are so real. Like maybe Jesus is like a Gnostic noticer. Yeah, remember Jake says the rabbis made him do this, and it's promoting Christianity in church.
That's just so crazy, though. That maybe could be how he make amends, you know, because he really wants to be able to perform again. And these Jewish rabbis are saying, no, you have to bow to us. Maybe, okay, I'll go make an alien video.
Yeah, see, and like his entire like show at SoFi Stadium here in LA, you know, it was all like video. It was on the globe, on Earth, like a lot of alien imagery and all of these things. And, you know, I don't know. I just think that he doesn't revisit old stuff. So it just is really interesting because like a lot of the stuff that I talk about and like that I teach people in my videos is a lot of the entertainment industry is related to Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
And Aleister Crowley has this kind of idea that paranormal activities that happen in reality and in the material realm, they're manifestations of our subconscious. So the example that I've heard used a lot is like a poltergeist. So
what does Crowley have to do with Kanye though, by the way? Wouldn't Crowley die like when Kanye was 10 years old?
You know, poltergeists will like knock something off of a table and it's kind of like this annoying pesky ghost.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people who experience poltergeists are like teenage girls who have like been traumatized, usually like via molestation or something. And so a lot of people like Crowley write that this is a subconscious phenomenon creating itself onto reality. And so the thought is that aliens are kind of this subconscious phenomenon that we're being psyoped into seeing aliens and everything, so we actually manifest them, and then they actually materialize in reality.
So we have to manifest them first, and that's what he was into, this like sex
That sounds
magic.
like he's describing hyperstition and prophecies of the Bible. You're manifesting people seeing visions of aliens the more you talk about aliens. I agree with that. That's true. But that doesn't mean the aliens are real. The demons are real.
Lots of it was based off abusing young kids.
Yeah.
You know, same as MK Ultra. They abused these young kids, and that's how they were getting this dark, evil magic. And something else, I don't know the exact relation, but Jack Parsons, didn't he mentor under Crowley? And he was one of the guys early in NASA.
Yeah, so Jack Parsons, he was a student of Crowley, and he always wrote him letters. And he actually was a part of something called the Babylon Working rituals, where it was like sex magic rituals where they were trying to basically inject.
So rockets in space is just sex magic rituals. I've heard them do this before.
Deity known as Babylon within Crowley's religion into a woman. So I actually do a video about Sabrina Carpenter, how I think that Sabrina Carpenter is this like moon child that Crowley talks about, that is the spirit Babylon. But yeah, Parsons created something called Jet Propulsion's Laboratory, and that was like a part of NASA, and they were funded by the same thing. I think it's called Caltech.
Also the funding too, yeah. There's a lot of bizarre stuff with, you know, you think people were crazy talking about it, but then you start seeing all these bizarre questions. This guy's literally doing black sex magic. And that's one of the top NASA people.
Yeah, it's super.
He never worked at NASA. Jack Parsons never worked at NASA. NASA is a giant government organization. Oh, one dude was into some weird stuff. So that means it's all satanic and demonic and space is fate and the earth is flat. Yeah, Carlin's all about the black sex magic. What was the thing that the bit used to do? Sex cult, some type of sex cult. That's what they said you had. Pagan sex cult. Is that what it was? What's the term, Carlin?
Yeah. Anyways, leave what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe. People check out your channel too.
Leave well, you heard what I think. Oh, Gnostic sex cult. Right. James Lindsay says you have a Gnostic sex cult. I'm like, where was my invite, Carlin? How dare you? Let's hear Nick talk about Jake Shields.
I'm going to join them. I can't take it anymore. I'm switching sides. I'm going to join them. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take. I saw Jake Shields today. Dude, it's like, now I know how black people feel. Now I know how Thomas Sowell must feel to be the same species as George Floyd. I'm watching Jake Shields today with his backwards cap and his blown out fucking ears. And he's sitting there going, why do you think the French gave us the Statue of Liberty? Why would they do that? It's like a Jewish thing. Statue of Liberty. Pirates of the Caribbean, Jewish plot. Statue of Liberty, Jewish plot.
Kanye West, alien Christian video.
Minecraft
Jewish,
movie. Jack
Jewish
Black. You know
conspiracy.
Jack Black is Jewish? Okay, so what? Lava chicken? I mean, seriously?
No.
Do any gays have to get into
So I'm switching.
Pony's
I'm
house?
joining them.
It's all straight.
You know what? If they run
All straight
everything,
stuff.
maybe they're onto something. If they're that good, maybe it's time to switch sides. If what you say is true, the Statue of Liberty, the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Dutch Republic, Jack Black, the Federal Reserve, if what you say is true, you know, maybe it's time to just, if you can't beat them, join. Who's going to beat them then? Well, our ragtag team of UFC fighters, female comedians, fake professional gamblers. Dude, if they're masters of the universe,
former
if they have
bounty
remote
hunters,
viewing
rappers,
and they control the
wigger
storm on
rappers.
Saturn and they control global finance and all.
Yeah. Everything's a
Who's gonna
conspiracy,
beat
but
them?
the number
Jake
one
Shields and Dan
religion that worships a
Bilzerian,
Jew.
Dumb and Dumber, Tweedledee and Tweedledum? If that's what we're working with, dude, I'm signing up with the Empire. I'm gonna be a fucking stormtrooper. So anyway.
Dude, these guys got Nick and
Yeah,
Lucas Gage
it gets to
went
him.
and
It
decide
gets
with the
to a
Jews.
point.
They're so stupid.
You know, Jake Shields goes, he says he supports the Federal Reserve. It's like, I'm sorry. How many times did you get punched in your fucking head before you learned one thing about monetary policy? Did you ever read On Money and Credit by Ludwig von Mises? I don't think so. I don't think so. Can you explain general and partial equilibrium to me? I don't think so. So, you know, at what point during your career of being smacked in the fucking head did you become the authority on monetary policy? Anyway. Now, if somebody else said that, you know, if somebody else said that to me, like David Friedman, Milton Friedman's son, it's like, okay, fair enough. You know more than me. I respect you. But it's like some guy, he's like, he can literally not even close his mouth because he breathes out of it. He's sitting there mouth breathing, looks like physically like a monkey. And he's going to say, you can't criticize the Federal Reserve or whatever. It's like, dude, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. You're there to intercept Turning Point USA guards. That's what you're there for. Okay? For crying out loud, it's just like, it's getting to be a little bit too much. And I've wanted to say that for so long, but we had to be that's how nice of a person I am. I was holding this inside for so long. And People say I'm a bad guy. I think I'm a nice guy. We had to entertain this idea that some guy that, I mean, literally has brain damage is going to be telling us anything about politics. It's like he has brain damage. Like he needs a brain scan. This man needs medical attention. I mean, if you, in a normal circumstance, if you didn't know he was like a legendary fighter, if you saw this guy in a bus stop yelling about the Jews, you would call an ambulance. You would give him a sobriety test. You would put your hand on his shoulder and say, what day is it? Who's the president right now? But instead we entertain this individual like he's good.
That's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Expert warns Zionists are preparing to sacrifice Israel.
Argentina, of course. Oh, exactly. And many of the Israelis are moving to Panama, too. So they've taken over, they got a colony in Panama. They've got down there in Argentina, of course. I think eventually they'll go for Guatemala. I have reasons to say that.
And that's why for 3 years you've been saying Israel's going to be sacrificed. You're very strategic, and I believed you then, but now it's confirmed. The average Jew in Israel isn't dialed into this. They better watch out. Why are their elites all moving their money and infrastructure out? Because you're right, they're getting ready for pawn sacrifice.
Right, and then they'll be able to do the ultimate, hey, they're coming to kill us all, and then you can use your nukes or whatever.
How do you see that?
Right?
How do you? What are the different scenarios for them to sacrifice Israel, play victim, and then get away with running the new world government that they've got all their people in place for?
I don't think that's what their plan. Their plan is not to sacrifice Israel. Their plan is the world turns against them, and then God intervenes, and then they destroy each other, and Israel survives. That's what the plan is. Poncho Mac.
They're building the bioceanic corridor there between Brazil, and it goes through Paraguay and through the northern part of Argentina over to Chile.
And by the way,
anyway,
I heard you like 3-4
years
years ago saying Israel's obsessed with Argentina, and I thought, okay, yeah. But I mean, they make all the IDF graduates and Mossad graduates go spend 3 to 6 months there. They chronicle lands. Really? And then last year and this year, they caught a bunch of them setting fires at national parks in the act. And then now they are admitting a strategic alliance with Israel, and then Israel's trying to build it as an emergency redoubt to escape to when Israel's blown up, as well as Ukraine. And they're bragging that's the plan.
Yeah, they're also going for...
Wait. What did he say about Ukraine? Sorry, I was reading something about this terror.
Now they are admitting a strategic alliance with Israel, and then Israel's trying to build it as an emergency redoubt to escape to when Israel's blown up, as well as Ukraine. And they're bragging that's the plan.
Yeah, they're also...
No, their plan is not to blow up Israel, dude. That is not the plan. The Jew plan is not to destroy Israel, bro. You're wrong.
Going for parts of Greece. I think you'll end up seeing the Corinth Canal at one point under... I got this old financial instrument for the Corinth Canal.
Well, what are they basing this on? Is there like some rabbi, some text, some verse about Israel being destroyed or being sacrificed? I've never seen anything like that. So they're just saying it. Did they say why they're going to sacrifice themselves? Oh, they want to move to Khazaria in Argentina.
1893, right? Is that when that opened? This is this is where they were raising money to make that canal. I think eventually this is from 1887. I think eventually you're going to end up seeing they're going to go for the Corinth Canal. You see what's happening with the Trump clan taking that
I was going there next.
There.
You have the Flamingo Rebellion, millions protesting in Albania. They're not just getting that old Russian nuke base with thousands of bunkers and underground base and tunnels given to them by the prime minister. We know that because Ivanka Trump bragged about it. Now they say it's not true, but they've already put up fences on the national seashore, their only main national seashore, the biggest place flamingos go other than Africa, because they fly north and south, just like, geese from Canada to Mexico. And they're just put up fences and beat up anybody who tries to come in, even though no law was passed. Now they're just giving.
Okay, I got some of the details on that terror attack. It says that he did row a cross-country trip ended abruptly when his vehicle broke down in Barstow, forcing him to return to Southern California, where agents searched his home and seized AR-style rifle, Glock 19, and tactical gear. Other videos show gymnastics clips, gameplay footage from video games. He was into Call of Duty. Dude, these like underground, like extreme gamers and their weird internet subcultures. Okay. One video they reposted was The Daily Show criticizing Trump's decision to strike Iran, depict violence against Christians in Gaza and the West Bank. He also reposted videos from Tucker Carlson. Make America Great Again flag with 2024 being burned alongside the caption, when you finally understand what's going on. All right.
Giving that to the Kushners with Saudi Arabian funding. What the hell's going on there?
Well, if as you know, always look at the maps, look at the maps, and that's why I got this, some time ago.
Because there's a key strait right there, isn't there?
Right. Strait of Otranto, right, between the Ionian and the Aegean Sea, right? Now, if you look at a route as you come through there, some of that traffic goes through this canal. That's why I'm talking about this canal. It's not random that I'm...
Stop showing off your... It's like, what's in school when the kids get up and show off like something cool that they got at their house? Show and tell. All right, dude, we got your show and tell. Enough.
Bringing it up, the Corinth Canal, right, in Greece. I think you'll end up seeing dramas over the Corinth Canal, just like, it's like, mentioning screwworms years in advance. Just remember Corinth Canal. I think you're going to see that in the news at some point.
Does it again.
But now they're also making escape hatches over to Thailand and the places and other places too. But let's talk about Thailand. This is very important. In Thailand, they're taking over.
Jews doing real estate and trying to have spots all over the world doesn't mean they want to sacrifice Israel. It's like they're giving you a false sense of security that Israel's going to be brought down. You don't got to worry about opposing Israel because they're going to sacrifice themselves, just like Jesus.
Or substantial parts of Koh Tao,
they've always been international
and
Jews. They're
Koh
doing
Phangan,
international things. Oh, they must want to destroy Israel. Trust the plan, Goy.
I spent months in those places, actually. And in those, they're not really strategic at the moment, but they will be in the future for reasons I could explain, but we can't do it in 2 minutes. But they're also taking a place up in a lot of that's the Corinth Canal right there. But a lot of the that's not Thailand that you're looking at there. That's the Corinth Canal. But you look at the you look at Thailand, a lot of Israelis are moving up to Pai. Pai is a place where the Japanese occupied during World War II because it's strategic. And I've been to Pai quite a lot, and so that's the island that you're talking about at the Albanian.
That's the national seashore where they put up fences over like 50 miles and beat everybody up to try to go on it. And they didn't officially sell it. All they know, and then the Prime Minister says none of it's happening.
Right,
people are pissed. Better watch out. Why are their elites all moving their money and infrastructure out? Because you're right, they're getting ready for pawn sacrifice.
No, dude, they're not.
Right, and then
Jones is just pulling this out of his ass, and all it does is give you a false sense of security. The Jews are not planning to sacrifice Israel, dude. No. If anything, maybe it'll just be like an attack, but not all of it destroyed. This is so dumb.
They'll be able to do the ultimate, hey, they're coming to kill us all, and then you can use your nukes or whatever.
How do you see that?
Right?
How do you? What are the different scenarios for them to sacrifice Israel, play victim, and then get away with running the new world government that they've got all their people in place for?
Yeah, I don't know about the...
Okay, yeah, that's the plan, but not that they're sacrificed like they're going to be destroyed.
Details, but you can just
yeah, you don't know the details. They're just making this shit up.
They're doing a coup over the Pentagon and our intelligence, so they think the U.S. is going to backstop their larger empire. I mean, Israeli newspapers say they're now the new global power because they control us.
We're backing them so they don't get destroyed.
Oh, yeah. Back when I was doing war correspondent stuff, I saw a lot of things like Paul Wolfowitz would invite me to dinner and that sort of stuff. I mean, I talked with a lot. Back then, I wasn't as dialed in as much as I am now, right? And that's when I started to wake up. Like, every time I'm with these Israelis and these billionaire class Zionists, why do they always just want to talk about Iran? It's always Iran. Let's talk about Iran, right? And so, next thing you know, I'm off in Israel and all this sort of stuff. I got invited over and do it. It wasn't a junket. It wasn't that sort of thing. I paid my way and all that. But at the end of the day, I learned a great deal. Actually, when I first went to Israel, I was very pro-Israel because I was raised that way, right?
Oh, but we can trust you now, though.
I was raised in the Christian.
You were completely misled and wrong then, but you got it figured out now.
Christian Zionist environment in Florida, right? So up until that point, when I left Israel that time, I switched to neutral. I went from very pro-Israel. I'm probably one of the rare people that goes to Israel, very pro-Israel, and leaves on neutral, right? And then later, I shifted.
Maybe in the past, because they definitely are slick, but I know a bunch of Army Special Operations guys that got involved in the Gaza stuff, and they said, everything you see on the news is worse. They just mow kids down, put them in mass graves. And so I know guys that were rabidly pro-Israel. They're now rabidly anti-Israel just the last 2 years.
That would describe me, actually. I wasn't rabidly pro, but I was definitely pro.
We're about to close out.
And I was open about it. And then I went to neutral, and then finally seeing these things, like, I won't have anything to do with those people, right? That's actual genocide. I think you had a lieutenant colonel on your show. He's a retired special.
Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, clip the show, share the links. Appreciate you guys. I'll be back tomorrow, maybe late tonight for another chill stream. If I'm watching stuff, might as well stream it. And tomorrow I'm not going to cover this tomorrow, but we got some other stuff that we'll get into tomorrow. This guy says Trump saves the world. That's going to be the narrative, huh? Prince of Peace?
The best case scenario of a straight closing like ever. I think it would have beat every economic forecast in terms of the prices. They never even got as high as they were during the Biden administration when we weren't stopping, President Trump essentially stopping Iran getting a nuclear weapon. But think about that. That's like stopping World War III before it happens. President Trump saves the world by getting rid of a nuclear weapon with a terrorist group with an oil field that would have actually used it. So
Trump saves the world, says George Washington, the reincarnation of George Washington.
When do we best case
all right, guys,
scenario of a straight closing like ever? I think.
Raised to be a Christian believer, but also as a seeker. Mama never held back the good, bad, or ugly from me. Eventually started wondering, after a long time of fighting myself. I saw a post that said exactly what I felt. Jesus, an ancient deception. Found Adam Green through a Twitter suggestion. Then I watched his debate with Duvid, leaving Christianity. Finally I could do it. Lost good friends, middle fingers on their hands. So many want to remain clueless. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm just asking you to see my side. Some say I'm anti-Semitic, others say that I'm a Jew, but the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I know what it's like to be seen as the devil, when in reality you're trying to help them. They say I need to be saved by Jesus, but they're the ones in need of the saving. There's already been a few, started with the fall of Rome. It's not God, it's evil people destroying these homes. Human-made prophecies try to start the end times. See a foreign land as holy, brainwashed to resent mine. Books our ancestors wanted passed down to their people got replaced with ones that say our ancestors were evil. Been worshiping demons and knowing not what they did. Should we trust ourselves or the books that make us villains? You fall for the latter and say we should be tolerant, but your faith builds a prison in your head. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm asking you to see my side. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. And I'm all for not letting faith have us divided. But the spread of your faith was when all this deadly division started. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I need you all to see my side. I've seen it, I believe it. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither. I'm just trying to reach you. Can you see my view? Listen to Adam Green sometimes.